Morning friends, this is Siddharth Singh again with another video with another inspiring book. And the book that I've chosen today for summary is this: How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is written by Dale Carnegie. The effectiveness of this book can be judged by the cover of this book, where you can see in the circle it is written that Carnegie changed my life. And this is the statement which is given by Warren Buffett. Buffett, as we all know, he is a famous investor who is a billionaire currently. So if he's saying that Carnegie has changed his life, then we should believe him, that Carnegie does changes the life of people through this book. So Dale Carnegie, the author of this book, is saying that after finishing this book, after reading this book, you will be able to do these following things. And if you are able to do these things, then your life will certainly change, because these are mind-blowing things. First one is you will be able to make friends very easily and quickly. Second one is increase your popularity. You will be able to increase your popularity among your peers, among your friends, and or whatever people you can think of. Third is win people to your way of thinking. Fourth is increase your influence, your prestige, your ability to get things done. Handle complaints, avoid arguments, keep your human contact smooth and pleasant. Next is become a better speaker. So the author of this book, the Dale Carnegie, he is saying that after finishing this book, you will be able to solve these many problems in your life. And these are pretty significant problems, because most of the people on planet Earth, are struggling with these following things. Like, they are not able to make friends quickly. So after reading this book, Dale Carnegie is saying that you will be able to make friends quickly and very easily. Second one is promising is increase your popularity. You will be able to increase your popularity. Third is win people to your way of thinking. Fourth is increase your influence, your prestige, your ability to get things done. Next is handle complaints, avoid arguments, keep your human contacts smooth and pleasant. Next is become a better speaker, a more entertaining conversationalist. Next is arouse enthusiasm among your associates. He is saying that this book has done these many things for 10 million readers in 36 languages, which is pretty amazing. Now the author has divided this book into 4 parts. I'll be going in each part in detail. But let me first introduce what all the 4 parts are. First part is fundamental technique in handling people. Second part is 6 ways to make people like you. Third part is how to win people to your way of thinking. And the fourth part and the final is be a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. I have gone through this book in 10 days, and I prepared a summary in my personal notes. So I'll be going through my personal note, because it would be easy for me than to go through this book and read this summary from my notes. So it would be easy for me to summarize these notes rather than to provide you a summary from the book. So first part is a fundamental technique in handling people. The first part is in chapter 1. He is saying, if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. What does he mean? He means that don't criticize people, because as soon as you criticize people, people take themselves into the safe zone. If you tell a worker that you are not good at this thing, then he will automatically immediately he will justify himself. He won't think if he is good or not. He will justify himself at that moment. And at that moment, when he is justifying himself, you have lost the chance of convincing the people that you are right and he is wrong. So what Dale Carnegie is saying, he's saying don't criticize, condemn or complain. You have to never do this. Second is, how do you do this? Because sometimes the situation is like everybody, a boss is having a short temper and the workers are not performing well. So how do you maintain these things in your life? So he's saying see goods in other, focus on it. So every person on this earth has some good qualities, one or the other. So you have to focus on that one quality. Okay, and you have to focus on that one quality so much that slowly and gradually the negative things about the person will try to dwindle itself, or they will vanish if you try to focus on the positive things in that person only. The second chapter about this book is The big secret of dealing with people. The heading of the book, second chapter is the big secret of dealing with people. What the author is saying in this chapter is saying the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. What does the author mean? Author simply means that uh, unless and until you appreciate your people, the people whom you are working with, no matter how much insignificant the work is, unless and until you appreciate them for their work, they won't be you won't get their trust, or they won't trust you, or they won't like you. It is a human nature that all people likes achievements, all people crave, or you can say appreciation. So Dale Carnegie is saying that give them appreciation. You don't have to spend a single penny because it's free, right? You have to just appreciate them, even whatever the task is, however the small the task is. Now there is a difference. What the Dale Carnegie is saying, there is a difference between appreciation. Uh, there is a difference between genuine appreciation and buttering, bootlicking. Bootlicking is intentional. You are just doing those things to make that person happy, believing in your mind that that person doesn't have that quality. Okay, so and the genuine appreciation is totally different from that. Genuine appreciation is a person is having that quality and you just showing your appreciation towards that quality. So you remember, you only have to show genuine appreciation, because buttering or bootlegging won't take you further. It can solve a few cases for you, like for some ill-tempered boss, they might like bootlicking, but bootlicking or I mean, it is having its own limitation. It will take to a certain limit. After that, your bootlicking will not work. After that, only genuine appreciation can work. So in his book, he is saying that General Obrez says, he's a famous general of a military. He is saying, don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of friends that flatter you. Oh my God, what are the saying it is? Next is, think about others' quality for genuine appreciation. For genuine appreciation, you have to think about the qualities of the other person, because genuine appreciation will definitely come once you think about that people. Once you think about that person, what qualities is having. It might not be related to your work, it might be related to something else, but you have to appreciate that person. Next is give honest and sincere appreciation. This is already covered. Now, third chapter in this first part is, he who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely life. Now, what does author mean in this? His author is saying, arouse in the other person an eager want. People will only listen to you when they feel genuinely interested. See, in this current scenario where social media is full of everything, and people are not getting, people are not interested. Mostly people on the, you have seen that when they open their mobile on Facebook, they are just scrolling down, they're not stopping on anything. Why does this is happening? Have you ever wondered that? The author is saying that people are losing interest. There's so much information available that people are getting confused, and so they are losing interest what to read and what not to read. So in order to get into the limelight or get to the interest of the people, or make people listen, you have to arouse interest in them. Like uh, in in childhood days, when we are kids, our parents used to send us to school, right? But we were not in a mood to go to school every day. Every single day, my father or my mother has to give me some sort of a toffee or a chocolate or something like that, so that they generate an interest in me, so that I can go to school. So whatever you do, or if you want people to like you, then you have to create a genuine interest in them to listen you. He's saying, further he's saying, tomorrow you may want to persuade somebody. Do something. Before you speak, pause and ask yourself, how can I make this person want to do it? So next time when you need a boss's approval for your leave, then think about a good reason, or how you can convince a boss to give you a 2 days or a week leave, even when the workload is full. I'm sure every people has their own mind and they have their brilliant ideas to come up with excuses. But think about it: what your boss or the person on the other end will think once you give them that excuse of your leave. So you have to stop, ask, and ask yourself what is that thing which can generate interest in the second person. He's saying, if there is any one secret to success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angles as well as from your own. So you have to manage things. You should be able to view things from both angles, yours and this other second person, or your, in this case, your boss. Now, coming to the second part of the book, which is very interesting and is my favorite part of the book, is six ways to make people like you. Everybody, every I can guarantee on this thing that every person in this damn world is willing to pay hundreds of dollars just to get, just to make people like them. This is all what the great politicians did in right now I'm in India. So we have recently completed assembly elections. So politicians, they have spent lakh crores of rupees to make the people like them. So by this Dale Carnegie, he's saying what are those things? What are those ways? How can you make people like you? So in the first chapter of the second part, he's saying do this and you will be welcome everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. What he's saying in this chapter is become genuinely interested in other people. It's a general phenomena, common phenomena. A person won't listen to you until and unless he wants to listen to you. So what he's saying that in order to get the second person or the other person to listen to you, you should first listen to them. And as soon as you listen to them, you will notice that they won't stop talking. Because what is happening in the current situation, current scenario is people want to talk about themselves because they want appreciation, because they want to people know about them, how good they are, how benevolent they are. So in order to, and once they find a person who is interested in listening to them, they immediately like that person. So what you have to do, the first step is that you have to show a genuine interest in the other person's talk. Now, the second chapter of the second part is a simple way to make a good first impression is smile. So, see, smile like I'm smiling, and I'm sure when I'm smiling, you must be having a good, thought in your mind, a happy thought. So, as soon as it's human phenomena, it's human nature that as soon as a person whom you don't even know smiles you, then you cannot show the anger emotions. You will smile back generally, right? 99% of the cases this is the case, that once even an unknown person smiles at you, then you smiles him or her at back, right? So what Dale Carnegie is saying, that smile is free, right? You don't have to spend a single penny. So why don't you use it? It is a it is a very, very, very powerful tool. Believe me, I am using this, and you won't. Okay. So smile, it costs nothing but creates much. It enriches those who receive without impoverishing those who give. It happens in a flash, and memory of it sometimes lasts forever. The golden words. Now the chapter 3. If you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. What the author is saying in this third chapter is, remember that a person's name is to that person's the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Oh my God, this is the golden principle. Now what author is saying, like suppose if you know like 100 peoples in your life, and if you are able to remember the names of those 100 peoples, then believe me, they will definitely like you. Because suppose today you met 10%, tomorrow you met 10%, and like this in a week you are able to meet 70 persons, and even at the end of the week you are able to remember the name of all the 70 persons. And if accidentally in a meeting you met a guy who is from those 70 persons and you remember his or her name, then you can see the expression. When you talk to him like, hi Andy, or hi Siddharth, or hi Rohit, or hi anything, whatever the name is, then automatically the feeling of importance is getting generated in the second person, that like he met me like 7 days ago, and he remembers my name, so like I am important to him. That is why he's remembering my name. And as soon as they feel that they are important to you, they started feeling good. And once they started feeling good, they starting to like you. This is the golden principle. Now, chapter 4, an easy way to become a good conversationalist. Is in this chapter 4 is saying how to become a good conversationalist. Author is saying to be a good listener, encourages other to talk about themselves. As I previously told, the author is saying the same thing again, that when when you show genuine interest, and when you get the people talked about themselves, they keep on talking about themselves. So what this in this way you can start a, and you don't know where this conversation can lead to you. Now, chapter 5 is how to interest people. He's saying make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Again, I'm saying that, like remembering the name of a person whom you met like 1 year ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, whatever the situation is, you have to remember the name. And believe me, when after 5 years, when you meet, suppose if you meet a guy and after you remember his name, and after 5 years you met him and you remember his name, then believe me, the expression of that guy would be magnificent.